Hi all, new green screens working, new mics working, and last week's Rant Football mistake is a thing of the past. So let's get into this week's Chelsea news on Rant Football.
God, we finally made it to the pinnacle. How long you waited for the antidote? Salute me like a 5-star general. Now strike a pose for the camera, yo, and go left to right, left to right.
Hi all, I'm your host Phil. Welcome back to Rant Football. I'm the man who talks all things Chelsea. We were going to do this kind of weekly, but me and Andrew, with the busy lives we have, we'll try and fit it as much as possible, but we will be doing this all the time once the football season starts. Now, let's get into some transfer news at Chelsea. I think this is very interesting stuff. Obviously, we're going to leave Haaland to the end because that story does not disappear. Actually, before we get into the transfer news though, could you please like this video, subscribe to Epic Shows, and comment down below what you think this sells. I want to make a community out of this. Now everybody, as I say, let's get into this. So the first story we're going to get is actually about Delcan Rice. It's on the Metro, and as per normal, in the show notes down below, it will be there for you to read the story yourself. So what it's saying is Chelsea's ready to test the water with opening bid for West Ham and England star Delcan Rice. Chelsea are ready to test the water with opening bid for West Ham's Delcan Rice. The Blues first expressed interest in signing Rice last summer under the former manager Frank Lampard, but his successor Thomas Tuchel is also keen to welcome the 22-year-old to Stamford Bridge. Before I go further in this story, one of the reasons we kept on getting told that Frank got let go is because the board wouldn't agree with him buying Delcan Rice. So it looks like Frank had a great eye for a player, and unfortunately the board have massively got that one wrong. The Blues first expressed interest in signing Rice, as I say. Rice in fact started his footballing career at Chelsea, spending almost a decade at the club academy before being released in 2014 and joining London rivals West Ham. The midfielder, who can also play at centre-back, has since developed into one of the Hammers' best players and is valued around £100 million by the East London club. So West Ham manager David Moyes, Charger are trying to price Rice out of the market, and Chelsea hoping to secure his signature for around £60 to £70 million. I think that's more of the right valuation in my eyes. While West Ham are reluctant to lose Rice, Eurosport apparently say Chelsea are preparing to test the water with an opening offer of the England Euro 2020 star. It claimed Rice would jump at the chance to join Chelsea and would continue to refuse to sign a new contract extension at London Stadium as he seeks a return to the Bridge. Rice is believed to be concerned about West Ham's ambitions and as are yet bolster Moore's squad this summer, and are set to miss out on a permanent deal of Jesse Lingard, who thrived whilst on loan last season at West Ham, obviously. Well, Man United have also been linked with a move for Rice over the past 12 months, and former Arsenal star Ray Parlour says there would be a lot of takers for the midfielder this summer, although he hopes he stays at West Ham. He's probably one of England's best midfielders in the Euro finals, Parlour told TalkSport. He's a great player. I'm sure they will come to an agreement where he signs a new contract and secures his West Ham future. Don't see it. So West Ham will now get top money for him if he does move on. A little bit like Jack Grealish when he signed a big 5-year contract. Aston Villa knows someone who will have to pay big money for Declan as well, like Grealish. The ex-England midfielder added, I think it's down to the player, and I'm sure there will be a lot of takers for Delcan Rice. After the Euros, he said he played really well, but I think one more season at West Ham wouldn't do him no harm. Skipper as well, that's a big thing for him. So that's pretty much the story, as I say, on old young Delcan Rice. But you know, what do I personally think of this myself? It's a tricky one personally. I don't think he's worth 100 million. I would say probably 75 to 80, 85 max. He's not been proven to play at the peak levels, Champions League and that yet, and showing up for big clubs week in, week out. So yeah, I don't think he's worth 100 million yet. I think it's very risky. I think he's quality, and yes, I would love having him back at Chelsea. I know Mason Mount would love to have his best mate back at Chelsea as well, so that would be good for Chelsea. I think it would bolster our midfield. Kante's getting older, showing injuries. Kovacic, he gets injuries, and Jorginho, he's not really known for his defensive skills. So I think Declan Rice, also like a leader and a proper lad who would have a laugh there, I think he would fit in absolutely perfectly with that Chelsea squad. So I think he would be a good signing, and I for one would hope we get him. So we got some other news from the Express. Chelsea are tipped to complete mind-boggling transfer thanks to the boss Roman Abramovich. Now this is more just hearsay what someone like I believe Ray Parlour thinks, but I'm going to read it for you. As I say, it'll be in the show notes, and then we'll get to the next story after that. What will actually be maybe another transfer to AC Milan from Chelsea. Chelsea will undoubtedly make a mind-boggling signing before the end of the summer transfer window, according to former Blues striker Tony Cascarino. I've got the wrong person. Chelsea are heavily linked to a Borussia Dortmund sensation, Haaland. Cascarino believes Haaland could be the man Roman Abramovich once again splashes the cash on. So, what we're basically saying is Dortmund are keen to keep Haaland for another season despite a relatively low release clause becoming active in the summer of 2022. The Bundesliga side want around 150 million for Norwegian signature in this window. Chelsea's are favourite to sign a 20-year-old with likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona not able to afford Dortmund's current asking price. And that's what we've got to think of, Chelsea fans. A lot of clubs will be able to afford him at the cheaper price next year. Chelsea spent over 200 million on new signings last summer and won the Champions League the following season under Thomas Tuchel. Cascarino says there's no doubt Abramovich will want to make a marquee signing in this window, and with Olivier Giroud gone and Tammy Abraham looking likely to leave, the pundits have Haaland as most likely player to fill the void. Cascarino told TalkSport Chelsea have earned a lot of money in the last year or so with the Champions League, and selling Eden Hazard has made quite a lot of money. I cannot believe they're not going to break the bank and sign someone like Haaland. They are going to do really big transfer in my opinion. It's been so quiet. Storm is coming because Roman Abramovich has always done it. He's always backed his club. I would absolutely be gobsmacked if they go in the squad they've got today, even though they are European champion. Expect a really big deal from Chelsea. I can't see them not doing it. Well, Giroud's gone. Tammy is rumoured to be leaving as well, and they're making space. Clubs now have to do that. Clubs are trying to abide by the rules. They have to move people out. For them to do that, they are planning a mind-boggling transfer. And I think, yet again, he keeps on saying Haaland. Chelsea are going to offer big money for somebody, and I expect it would be him. Haaland joined Dortmund and Red Bull Salzburg January 2020. The forward has scored 41 goals in as many games during his time in Germany and become one of the most sought-after players in Europe. Now, people, yet again, this one's interesting. Get Haaland in. We're saying Giroud has left, as we know, to AC Milan. Good luck to him. I've always felt sorry for Giroud in English football. He's always been a bit part player, never the main man. And I think in a different era of football, he would have been the main man for so many clubs. Also, the rumour of Tammy Abraham. Arsenal have agreed the terms what Chelsea want, and they're willing to sign Tammy Abraham for Chelsea. Personally, for Arsenal, I think that'd be a great transfer for them. It's not a retiree West Chelsea player, I should say. So they're getting a player who's still in his younger years, hitting his prime. Tammy Abraham, I feel sorry for. Yet again, I feel like it's the Chelsea thing. We've won trophies, and Roman wants to win more. He wants that Premier League title back. So Tammy's probably not going to be the lead man, and he doesn't want to be sitting on the bench. So maybe for Arsenal and Chelsea, that would be a fantastic transfer there for them. But as I say, Haaland, the rumour has been going around, Chelsea are about to put £130 million bid in for the young man. He's a quality player, there's no doubt that. Yet again, I'm always worried about the Chelsea risk. What we have at Chelsea all the time, when you know, is we bring a big class player in like a Haaland, and then we somehow muck it up like the Chelsea way of doing things. It's a Chelsea thing, unfortunately, but that's how we do it at Chelsea. So we have a bad luck with big strikers. We bring them in and we seem to curse them and destroy them. We've done better with strikers what ain't so well known, and they've done better. Obviously, the other news is if we can't go Haaland, Inter Milan have also said, I think they're winning around 100 million for Lukaku. I believe he's 28, coming on 29. I think personally that's a fair price for Lukaku. I love Lukaku. I've never hidden it. I think his Man United spell was unfortunate. He overbulked his size up and made his movement worse, and it let him down in the game. But I do think now that he's gone down a bit like that, he's still bulky and big, but I think he's a quality striker, so yet again he would be a absolute great signing for Chelsea. So let's move across to the final story I've got for you yet again from the Express. Chelsea set to lose a third star to AC Milan, with club pushing hard for a loan deal though. So the story goes, after purchasing Tomori and Olivier Giroud, summer AC Milan are looking to sign their third Chelsea player this summer, Ziyech. The Moroccan arrived from Ajax last summer for 38 million, but has failed to make an impact, with some were expecting him for him. He scored 2 goals and provided 3 assists in 23, but did score the winning goal against Man City in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. They're reporting that AC Milan are looking to sign Ziyech on loan this season with an option to buy. The Italians are also said to be interested in Isco and Philippe Coutinho. However, Ziyech could be more of a financial viable option. Milan are confident they can get a deal done after Tomori's loan deal last season, and obviously what turned into a permanent transfer, as well a successful negotiations with Chelsea with Giroud deal in the summer. So both clubs are definitely getting on. The 28-year-old just made 8 league starts under Thomas Tuchel since the former Borussia Dortmund man took over in January. His only league goal under Tuchel also came against City in a 2-1 win at the Etihad Stadium. And Ziyech has been full of praise for his manager in the past, stating the German has been a breath of fresh air in West London. I never had a coach who has been like this, said Ziyech. The coach most of the time were more quiet, but this is a style of managing that we have no problems with. It's good for players, it keeps them sharp, and this is the most important thing. Most of the time when we are playing, we also really in it with us. So emotionally wise, sometimes it's good, but sometimes you also like, oh, calm down, but it's good for everybody. He has come in with new ideas, new plans, and he's always coming over to the group in training. It's really good. Everybody understands and everybody knows that the job is and it works. He loves to laugh but always wants to work hard. Then we can have fun. But when there has to work, it has to be really serious. Sometimes he likes to joke, but sometimes he's serious. So pretty much he's just saying he likes the gaffer. There is a bit more to the story, but there's no point reading that. Ziyech, I would personally be upset if he goes. I think he's a player yet again who unfortunately got a bad injury for his start at Chelsea, and it put him back in the pecking order, and I think it just took him a bit more time to get fit. Plus, as I said before, the Ajax problem as well. Their season finished earlier than the English league, so he had so much off time. I just think it was bad luck for him. So that's another one gone. So last bit of one I want to quickly bring up is the rumour of Eden Hazard. Do I think this will happen? Nostalgically, I'd love it to happen. Eden come back to his garden and, you know, show everyone he's still the boss in the Premier League. But with all the injuries at Real Madrid, you do worry a little bit about his injury state. He was slightly getting injured before he left Chelsea. His fitness has been absolutely atrocious while at Real Madrid due to injuries and probably mental attitude as well, unfortunately. He was on the bench quite a lot as well in the Euros for Belgium. Now, if you get him back to Chelsea, for Real Madrid to get him back, and we got him for, like, say 50 million, maybe 30, 40 million, I think he'd be good for morale. The squad, he was always one of the lads, had a good laugh. He loves London. I know his family love London. I know he'd be splitting a mind again. He wants to prove himself, but at Real Madrid, I should say. But if he came back to Chelsea, he could prove himself again that he's still one of the greatest players in football right now, and he should still be playing at the highest level with Chelsea. I also think he's helped the younger lads at Chelsea, and he's also another option for a leader on the pitch, not fall out shouting, but he's a leader, what Chelsea sometimes lack. And when going gets tough, he doesn't get over excited, he doesn't get scared, he just gets on what he does best, and it would be good to teach lads. We all know he's a bit lazy in training. I'm not sure how Tuchel would take that, so that's the other reason. Maybe it's just a pipe dream of him coming back. I personally think he's going to start Real Madrid for another season. So there's a quick update from me on Chelsea news. Anybody out there, what do you think of that stuff? By the way, thank you for watching. Comment below. I just want to know what you think is going on with Chelsea, and do you think it can improve? Yet again, guys, subscribe to Epic Shows, like this video. The reason, like it, thumbs down, I don't really mind. It just gets it out to more people out there, and I'm trying to grow it. As I've said before on Rant Football, we're looking for people as well who want to talk about their club, their Premier League team. Man United has already been taken by Andrew. Go and check his videos out as they slowly come out. Chelsea taken from me, but there's so many clubs, and I think the fans deserve a voice talking about news. We will eventually, as I say, get into the nitty-gritty of the Premier League season, where you'll see the emotions come out of me, and I can get very upset and very biased. But yeah, again, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you all again on the next Rant Football. Phill G out.